All right, welcome back to Safari za Mabingwa. The host of Obinna is in the building, and of course I'm hosting a champion. The captain himself is in the building. It's called the Cowboy Man. Walker, Texas Ranger, walked away from a very big deal. Why? He wanted to leave the stage while it's still hot. And I was throwing a spanner in the works, and I was saying, watu wangu wa Central kujeni tuongee kidogo. Nataka ujiulize kaswari kaboja kabili katatu. 600,000 US dollars. Hati unasema na sita shida tena. Who cares about winning with... Now, let me ask you. Apart from your manager, who else got disappointed when you left this money?
My coach. My coach was actually not for money. I was one of the best athletes that my coach had, and he felt that I still needed to remain in the field.
Okay.
As I said again, I was training in Italy. There was some young athletes who are upcoming.
Okay.
And he was looking at, you know, if Wilfred still remains here, he can be able to still inspire these others who are upcoming. Okay. But here, of course, even in Kenya, you know, people still felt like I still needed to. However, I was fortunate, Obinna, you know, most of the journalists that I met at that time, or those who were there at that time, everyone was like, Wilfred, you have done the right thing. You are the first Kenyan athletes to announce retirement, especially after winning a big one.
Okay.
Yeah, so which I still feel, Obinna, that I made the right decision. I can tell you this from my bottom of my heart. I do not regret a single day that I walk out of that contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
No, absolutely.
Do you miss running?
How would I miss running when I don't put on tracksuit or training shoes, you know? I don't miss running at all.
You don't even wear it?
I told you that you don't ask anyone whether they have seen me in tracksuit since 2008. You don't see Wilfred Bungei in tracksuit.
Okay. Do you even teasy bus?
I don't do TC. I do golfing. Maybe a little bit of gym, because I know you would look at me right now and you're like, if you have retired for 15 years,
yeah,
you know, you must still be running.
Yeah.
Do you know, can I give you a challenge?
Yeah.
If we were to go out there and run with you, I'm sure that you will beat me. It tells you how unfit I am.
Wewe pesa imekuharibu wewe. No. Umesema golfing tu, sasa uko huku.
Running for me is not is not.
Yani ulichoka nayo.
Nilichoka nayo. I think maybe because that was my job. Do you know what? I guess, you know, and I pray for you, when you do this show for the next 20, 30 years, when you will be done, you will feel like just you want to encourage someone else, okay? You do not want to still do miking, guest, kutafuta guest and all those kind of things. You will feel like, hey, I'm done, guys. I can only help you for you to grow from where you are to the next level, to be able to take the show to where you have taken yourself. So it's actually the same thing, Obinna.
Challenge now. You go back 5 million Kenya shillings. In fact, let's put it at 20 million Kenya shillings. Just one race.
No.
Ile awaze sasa.
I can't.
I have 50 million.
You put even whatever. Look, I can't. I know my feelings. And especially, you know, let me tell you something. You must have purpose, right?
Yes.
Before you want anything, you must have purpose for it. So what will be the purpose for me to run? Money? No. I think there is better ways also that you can still make money. And then again, it depends how much money are you looking for in life. Because I know, you know, your generation currently, it's everything about, you know, nataka do bwana,
Mukuchu.
I know.
You know, money is not everything.
Yeah.
Money is the only thing.
Oh, yeah. To your generation, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But you know what? As someone who I've seen it all, I would say this, that the best thing for you, have purpose. Because, look, what are we doing? We are educating people, right?
Yeah.
You know, for you, you want to bring out the other side of athletics. You are not bringing necessarily about money and all that. So it's all, and that's why I said, even if anyone puts and say, Wilfred, start your training now, we want to make you run in the next 3 years for this amount of money, forget it, man.
You don't want it?
Yeah, forget it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. The gentleman has said, I ain't doing it no more. Is that why you decided to run for political seats?
Actually, not really. I think you have brought something very interesting. Most people at that time when I ran for politics, they thought that Wilfred is running for politics because he wants money or he wants fame. I believe that I had made a name that was bigger than being an MP. I actually ran for parliamentary seat in Mbwen, that is in constituency in Nandi.
Okay.
That is in 2017 and in 2022 as well.
Okay.
And I will tell you this, Obinna, I ran for office because I felt that I still had something that I can be able to do for my people. Okay. Because the only way to give back to the society is by representing them. And I saw that because this happened when I was in athletics. When people know that you have made money, you know, you would find people, they come to you, they want help here and there. And I realized the only, what I call platform that you can be able to help your people is in politics. And I will tell you this, and it's a question that you have asked me. We regard politicians so high in this country compared to professionals. And this is where I have a problem. Many times I would go to an office, I'm seeking something, and you'll be told, oh, well, Wilfred, you know, we know you and all that. We will see what to do. I'll tell you an incident that happened that actually made me to go to politics. Okay. I was going to see certain MD, I won't mention, a very senior person.
Okay.
And he asked me to see him. I arrived there at 6:30 as he had asked me. 6:30 in the morning, remember? Oh. Yes, of course, because I mean, some of these guys, you have to see them a little bit earlier before the office hours.
Yes.
20 minutes later on after I arrived, and I was told, okay, you will see him. Some MPs walk in. I think this was 2014, 2015, somewhere there. And they just stayed in that office until 9. The guy walked out and he told me, Wilfred, I'm really sorry. Awa naume wameniweka. Now, I realized something, Obinna. MPs are the only people who will have all the doors open for them. Okay? And I said, if I need to help my people, the only way is to be an MP. So because I know if I go to an office seeking some projects that need to be done, maybe in my home area or my constituency, is only to be an MP.
It's easier if you are
so it wasn't for money, it wasn't for fame, because I knew that I have a bigger name than an MP. Yeah. Okay, I knew even the money that I spent. For example, I would tell you that the money I spent in that campaign became more than what I would have recouped, even in salaries, allowances, and everything in 5 years.
How much was it?
I spent almost 100 million shillings. Yes. I would tell you that I spent almost 100 million Kenya shillings.
100 million?
Yes.
For an MP seat?
Yes. It is that tough, man. You know why? Okay, for me, why I spend that kind of money is because of the person that I was running with. I was running against Alex Koskei, who was the incumbent. He comes from a family of politics. His dad was an MP for Tindred for so long. And they were well pocket-wise. Yeah. So you can imagine, you know, ni kama swara, you know, kushindana na ndovu, you know, kwa nguvu.
Yeah.
So it was that tough, but I learned some lessons. Let me tell you something. You know, most people, they will ask me, Wilfred, do you ever regret going to politics? I said no. I may have lost a lot of money. It may have hit even into family, you know, money that you were meant to help you.
Yeah.
However, there are some lessons that I learned out of it. Again, being a sports person, as I told you, sometimes you train very well, you think that you are going to win, and then you don't win. So for me, I knew that I had done my homework, but the murky road of politics, Obinna, is, the road to the politics is really very murky. Yeah. It's not as easy. I think you have seen so many guys, and you have hosted so many guys who have tried politics, and they will tell you that is another animal.
I know.
Yeah.
People play dirty.
Very.
People play.
Yeah.
So when you're doing, why do you think you lost? Twice.
Yeah, twice.
So you lost the first time. Why?
Well, number one, yes. Let me tell you why I lost politics. Because I was told in politics you have to lie. I didn't know. Let me tell you something. I had guys who are advising me, for example, and they will say, Wilfred, the moment we give you a microphone, this is what you are supposed to say. I will take a microphone and I will say what I felt was very important for the people to hear from me, because I tell them, I am going for this seat, I'm not going to promise you anything, okay? But I promise to represent you. I promise to come and listen to you to the things that you want. You know what? People want lies. Ask anyone who has gone to politics.
Hold up. Captain, you told your people on the microphone, I'm going for this event, I'm not going to promise you anything.
Yes, because, you know, people promise. Can I tell you something? Why people make promises? People will say, if you elect me, I'll come and build roads yenye inapitia juu. Especially someone like me who has traveled outside the country. There was no expressway at that time, right?
Yeah.
I would have told people, mukini elect, nitakuja kuwajengea barabara yenye inapita juu pale, you know. And I would have been elected. I remember, in fact, one incident that I will tell you. I went to a place and I am like, oh, if you elect me, nitakuja kuwajengea daraja. Na watu wanafanya nini? Wanapika makofi. But when I asked the question, do you have a river in your place? They said no. Where are you going to build? Where are you going to build a bridge?
You just build a bridge, bro.
From where?
Just put a bridge.
To go where? Which river? Are you going to create a river?
Come on.
I mean, let's be honest here.
I think I should have been.
You see, let's be honest here. But that is, you know what?
Okay.
That is exactly what our people want. They want to be lied to, and that is how they can elect you. And for me, they will tell you, Wilfred, once we give you the microphone like this, please, this is what you are supposed to say. No, this is what you are supposed to say. And for me, mimi nitaenda pale na niseme exactly what I feel. It is the truth, but that's not what people want. That's the truth.
Ulipata kura ngapi?
Oh, I lost by only less than 1,000 votes actually. Less than 1,000 votes.
For the first time?
Yeah, for the first time.
Then,
even the other day, I lost, I think, around 500 votes as well. But I think this time around, I would almost say I'm done with politics.
So Rudy round 3?
Sioni.
I thought the idea was to leave when you were at the top. What is changing now?
I mean, I'm not. I cannot say I've been in the top in politics because I haven't gotten the seat. But I've realized, you know what? Am I going to change who I am? Obinna, let's ask ourselves.
Yeah.
Can Wilfred change from who he is, now becoming a liar? Because that's what you are supposed to do. I can't.
I read somewhere you had an alcohol situation.
Yes, that is way before. Actually, that is something very important to me. Okay. And I'm happy that you are asking me this question. You see, Obinna, when I was in athletics, I was the most disciplined athlete known in Kenya at the time. I was an athlete who lives 365 days as a sportsman a year. Now, when I retired in 2008, I still had few activities to do until 2010. In 2010, when I retired, I had a lot of activities actually to still do motivational speaking here and there, in and out of the country, but it was not enough. So for me, I was not prepared, or I had not prepared actually to, what do we call, I would put it, preparing when you have retired.
Life
you have
after.
to prepare. Yeah, life after, exactly.
Yeah.
The life after athletics. So I found that, I had a lot of idle time, and therefore decided with a glass of wine. Before I knew it, I was in a bottle. Before I knew it, I was in 5 liters of wine. Before I knew it, I was doing 1 liter of gin. 1 liter of gin within 30 minutes. Forget about drinking from morning until evening. That is how tough it was. Man, that is 2010, 2011. By 2012 September, I realized that it was too much. So I can tell you that that incident, where I got a wake-up call, number one, my kids would not enter the car once they see alcohol inside the car.
You are drinking and driving?
Yes, man. I was involved in 2 accidents that was not really nice. Fortunately, no one was hurt. And I can tell you, one of the accidents I was involved in Westlands, somebody who was there realized that whatever was happening, it is not normal. How I got involved, and 7 cars, were damaged in that.
7 cars?
Yeah. In that
that ordeal,
that scene.
Yeah.
Because you drive, you hit the car, you reverse, you hit the one that in behind, you try to, because you have got no idea what it is.
Unatoka wapi?
I was actually I was from Westlands. I was heading to Upper Hill.
Yeah. During the day?
Yeah, morning, man.
You were high in the morning?
That is what I would tell you, the difference between what we call a social drinker and an alcoholic. That is when I realized that I'm an alcoholic. An alcoholic is that person who always say, gari inajua nyumbani, sindio?
Yes.
You find those guys who drive and they say it knows home. You find guys who will come to the bar, they ask for a beer, they don't get it, they ask for whatever it is, they mix every drink. That is an alcoholic. That is when I was because for me, once I started drinking, I would not stop for 7 good days, non-stop.
So kids come to the car, see a bottle of alcohol, they're like, Daddy.
Yeah. They are like, because one incident actually, they were in the car, and I remember my son Wilfred Jr. just said, Dad, you have hit someone's car,
Na wewe hujui?
Completely sick when najua. I don't know if I should call it fortunate at that time. It was not as strict as it is right now.
Yeah.
It is both fortunate and unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because it is unfortunate because restrictions was not as right now.
Yeah.
All those incidents, somebody would have noticed there is somebody who was drunk and wants to drive. You understand? But at that time, nobody cares. You drink and you are high. You can go to the road.
2012?
Again, 2012, yeah.
Okay.
So when that happened, when the kid says that you have hit someone's car and then they now refuse to enter the car, I realize
there's a problem.
There is a problem. This is not nice. Because remember that, for me, I love kids. I love all kids, but of course, I love my kids. I wanted to be the one to drop them to school. I want them to be able to, but I will wake up in the morning and the first kinywaji is not tea. Ni vodka kwanza ndio at least nione.
Uone vizuri.
Yes.
This one you gonga 7 cars. Ulikuwa unatoroka ukienda?
I don't know whether ilikuwa natoroka. I have no idea to date. I have no idea.
Were you ever arrested?
Yes. I was arrested and taken to Parklands police station.
Ukifika huko, mwenyewe mimi ni nani?
Yeah, exactly. But of course, there is something like, you know who I am. I am Wilfred Bungei, Of course, I was fortunate again, when you have that name, you could be like, they could be like, you know what has happened? So, first and foremost, anybody injured? No. Damages that was there?
I will pay.
Na nililipa. Don't say it, I will pay. Nililipa.
How much did you spend?
I spent about 1 million shillings. For sure. Because one car was written off, which I paid 680,000. Why is this? In fact, I realized that I drove a car that belonged to my wife that it didn't have insurance because she was not the kind of a person to drive the cars every now and then. So I came from outside the country. When I came, I took her car and just went. So when I was coming back, it is when I hit every car. When they realized there is no insurance, that is how I was able to pay. The car that was written off, I was told, Wilfred, when Naim Kepe, when I paid 680 because that car was valued at 680. Nikaenda na ile mkebe yenye nimekunja mpaka imekuwa kidogo hivi.
That shell. Enda pimisha kwa scrap huko chuma.
It was tough, but you know what is interesting? No one was hurt. No one went to hospital. I thank God for that, okay?
You had God's favor. Imagine if someone died in that whole ordeal.
I don't know where I would be right now.
We will not even be seated right
Absolutely, we will not be seated here.
There's someone who's watching this and probably they drink and drive or they still have an alcohol problem. Teach them your ways. How did you get out of it and how can they also get to be this sober?
So, what I would advise always is once you have realized you are an alcoholic, and then let's stop putting people in what we call lockdown. Let these people learn who they are. Because it took me 6 good weeks in treatment. I've seen rehabilitations, they put people 3 months. I've seen they put people 1 year. For me, I was there for six weeks, but I can celebrate and say September 20th this year, I will be celebrating 12 good years without alcohol.
Mame.
Thank you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. 12 good years without alcohol. He's learned his lesson. Now family is in order. Say what nakubali unawabeba.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Dad, who's driving dad? Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
Who's driving dad?
Yeah.
Nope, no thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Wow. Now, I want us to now come back to athletics kidogo so that we can now wrap it up from this point. A couple of things are happening in the athletics world that most of the normal mwananchi don't know, and some of the leaders, actually most of the leaders also don't know. What do you think can be done differently to make athletes more, apart from being responsible for themselves, even more appreciated from the citizens and from the powers that be?
First and foremost, let's focus on the build-up.
Okay.
And I will tell you this, we have our priorities upside down.
Yeah.
And I'm one person who is plain in my language. We always like to reward athletes once they have win. And we do not look at these athletes when they are starting.
Putting in the work.
When they are putting in the work. Look, most of the teams, especially when you are selecting a team Kenya, we only put them in the camp for 1 month. That is when the government comes in, they invest a lot of money. When the corporate comes in, they put a lot of money. When you win, also, they will put prizes for you. Nobody, Obinna, knows the difficulties that some of these athletes go through. Some of them, when they are starting, they cannot pay rent. Some of them cannot buy food. I still have upcoming athletes who will say, hey, Wilfred, I've not paid rent for my training place where I'm training, or we don't have food. This is where, as a country, we should be able to look at. Because I give an example, and I said before, I live in Italy for a very long time.
Yeah.
But Italian teams are always together. Everybody, whether even you have qualified to make the team or not, but they are always put in the camp at the expenses of the federation and the government, because the federation probably gets the money from the government. So there is always a lot of investments that is put, and that is where we need to look at. Now, if I'm talking about corporate also, for many of them, I would say, because I've had the privilege to have conversations with different CEOs, and some of them, they are like, Wilfred, what can we do? And I'm like, let's not focus only in rewarding when they come out there. Let's look at some of the camps that we have. Can we be able to do something in these camps? If an athlete is injured, some of them cannot be able to pay for a doctor, because when you are still an upcoming and you don't have money, you cannot pay for a physiotherapy.
True.
Okay? You can't get good food. So this is something that I feel as a country we should be able to focus. Because in the first place, if we put most of these sportsmen and women in training camps and we are able to take care of them, we will kill two birds using one stone. We will make this youth, for example, take out of the vices that are there in the society. And number two, we get health nation. Yeah. So I think there should be a lot of importance to focus on in terms of development, and especially at an early stage. Because if we have to wait for this athlete to have win millions of money, they don't need your money. They can afford to pay a physiotherapist. Even a physiotherapist, in fact, most of the time, wanajitokeza na kusema, nitakusaidia bure. Okay? You will find at that time, manager will say, I'm going to pay for your training camp. I'm going to buy food. But then, before you reach there, who is there to hold your hand? This is where we need the government, we need the corporate to be able to be there and see how can we be able to help these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think most athletes spiral into substance abuse, sometimes doping as well, and stuff like that?
They need to make money quick. That is the only thing. Most people, they ask me, Wilfred, why do people dope? Somebody wants to start training today and want to win tomorrow. They have got to look at the history. You asked me when we were starting Obinna, when did you start? I told you 1998. When did you win big? In 2008, it's 10 years.
10 years.
So they have got to realize, and especially when I speak to upcoming athletes, I always tell them, please do not look at the quickest way of making money. True. Because you know what? It is like taking a lift. You will come down that quick. Afadhali stairs. What I always encourage people is take stairs in your life. And that is why even the first thing that I think you remember when we were starting the show, I say, I'm proud of what you are building in your show. You are taking stairs, man. You are now getting into sports side. So it is all about life.
Yeah.
These sportsmen and women need to understand that there is no quick fix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mambo ni pole pole.
Pole pole.
All right, let's give some flowers before we wrap up. Who are those people that you're seeing are doing amazing? Just word of encouragement. Mention their names. Tell them you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing that. At least to celebrate. This is the camera. Now you can talk to them.
I think for me, I have got two athletes who are, I would call upcoming. That is Simon Koech on the steeplechase. I would say that, young man, you have a bright future. If you can focus, even this Olympics is yours. We have lost Olympics for some time now. We have lost medals in steeplechase, but you have a big chance. Selva Ajambo, the sensational 100 meters athlete. You have the future. Ferdinand Omanyala has shown you the way, and I think for you, you are one person that will bring sprints in women to be focused in this country if you can be able to put a lot of effort in your athletics. And I think for all Team Kenya, both Olympics and Paralympics, you have my support, and I think the country is waiting for you to bring them glory, and we can all celebrate. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the match we have for this one. Safari za
Mabingwa na Obinna.
Yes, Safari za Mabingwa. So thank you so much for watching. The gentleman seated over here is Abingwa. Na pia wewe unaweza hesabika na Mabingwa. Go online, use the hashtag hesabika na Mabingwa, and then share with your friends. And also, if you know any other champions that are doing amazing work in the athletics field, let us know. We'll be able to host them over here, and we'll share the conversation. I hope you've learned so much from this one, and now we can do better. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, Tina.